Welcome back, everyone, and thanks a lot for staying with us. Attorneys for convicted drug kingpin Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán are asking for a new trial. This follows what they are calling a bombshell disclosure from a member of the jury who said at least 5 jurors consistently read news coverage during the trial in violation of their orders.
So the motion filed yesterday cited an exclusive interview from Vice News. So Paul Batista is an attorney, and he joins us now to break down what this all means. So Paul, I didn't think we were going to see you again talking about El Chapo, because it was supposed to be a done deal. He's gone forever.
Oh, I knew we would be here again.
So what is this business about jurors, checking out news that they weren't supposed to about this case in particular? Just what does it mean? How significant is this?
Well, it's serious business. Every single trial, criminal and civil, the judge will say the only evidence, the only information you should rely on is what you are allowed to hear in this courtroom. So you shouldn't read newspapers about this case. You shouldn't look at TV about this case. What makes this case a little different is we're now in what I had been calling the trial of the century. At times it was the farce of the century. But this is really the first case of this magnitude where social media has been so prevalent, the instinct to reach into your pocket and see what's going on contemporaneously outside of the courtroom. And most major defendants who are well-heeled will make these kinds of post-conviction challenges based on juror misconduct.
But they all fail. Yeah, but
they all fail.
In the age of social media, just how realistic is it, to tell people you can't look at social media? That's almost impossible. Everybody has a smartphone.
I know.
Well, that's absolutely right. We've made a complete transition. It's almost instinctive to look at it. It's not realistic, but it was a direction from the judge, and he repeatedly asked them whether they were doing it. And what makes this case as strong as it is for El Chapo is that the judge repeatedly would ask, did you look at Twitter? Did you look at social media? And apparently, according to the allegations to the journalists, the jurors all agreed, yeah, we did it, but when the judge asks us, we're all going to say no.
Whoa, so it was coordinated to lie to the judge?
That is the very well done, credible set of papers, the strongest such post-conviction motion that I've read. Does that mean I think it'll succeed?
Because that was going to be my next question. Because you said normally this doesn't succeed, but clearly this case is a little bit different.
Clearly different, and I think it's because we're in exactly the new era that you've mentioned, DeMarco, and it makes it far more complex. And this very capable judge, who's a very sincere man, has to face some really very serious issues. And indeed, I think there are a lot of serious issues in this prosecution for the appellate court to determine, and the outcome of this phase, I think, will be one of those issues.
Because we're contemplating, what, a new trial?
When a conviction is reversed, you go back to square one.
I mean,
From the very beginning.
You don't
and
leave.
spend millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly right. You get an entirely new jury, entirely right from the beginning, a replay, if you will, of what we've spent 3 or 4 months listening to.
So he's supposed to be sentenced on June 25th. Could we see that being delayed because of this?
Oh, sentences are routinely delayed. So I don't think there'd necessarily be a connection, but there may be. And of course, I haven't seen the prosecution papers. This just developed yesterday. My inclination is that the judge is going to take it seriously, whether he'll have hearings with the jurors, whether he'll say, did you listen to me?
He'll chastise them.
Yeah.
Could the jurors face any sort of punishment because of that?
Anne-Marie, you always, so do you, DeMarco. Anne-Marie, you always
She's on it.
You always raise the greatest
I'm
questions.
a curious person.
The answer is yes. If they've been asked by a federal judge who is a federal law enforcement official, so to speak, a direct question, did you do X? And they say, no, we didn't do it. In other words, lie to the judge. That's a criminal offense.
Oh, yeah.
And they do face some jeopardy if the judge decides to go forward and hear out what in fact happened.
Well, I'd
And
be
I
on
think
top
this,
of it if I was a defense attorney.
it was a good. The defense attorneys did the defense attorney who filed this motion is a new defense attorney, and he did quite a remarkably good job. I've never seen quite this complete and sophisticated set of papers.
All right, Paul Batista, the best dressed man in the building today. Thanks a lot for joining us again.
Thanks,
We appreciate
Mark.
it.
Good to see you, Marie.
You bet.